you guys.
Okay, so what is the first thing that you did this morning?
The first thing I did this morning is I let my dog outside to go to the bathroom.
What did you eat for breakfast?
This morning I had yogurt and some blueberries.
Where did you attend college?
I went to Iowa State University.
How are you best preparing for your maternity leave?
I am best preparing by trying to get as many subplans as I can ahead of time. It's going very slowly, but I have 2 classes that I have about 4 weeks done, and I'm hoping I'm spending some time over Christmas break getting my other 2 classes ready. So I'm just preparing lots of subplans.
3 words that describe your classroom would be.
Loud. I would say hardworking. My students, I feel like, are pretty hardworking. And another word that would describe my classroom. Energetic.
What's your favorite Disney character?
I'm a big fan of Elsa. I like Queen Elsa. She's kind of got that girl power going on, and she's my favorite character.
What historical era would you want to live in?
For sure, the 1920s. The Great Gatsby is my favorite book, and I kind of just like the flapper era. It sounds like it's a lot of fun.
What is one thing on your bucket list?
Go to Italy. I want to eat a lot of pasta over there.
What is your coffee order?
My usually I just like a black cup of coffee, but if I'm really splurging, then I like a vanilla latte with like non-fat milk or no sugar, like sugarless stuff in there too. So
Who's your favorite author?
my favorite author, that is a really hard question. I would say if I had to pick like a young adult author, I'd probably say Rainbow Rowell. She's one of my favorites. I really like all of her young adult books. I would say if I have a favorite adult author, I like mystery suspense. Probably Ruth Ware. I like her mystery detective novels.
What is your favorite unit to teach?
I really like teaching a lot of the Shakespeare units with my seniors. There's a lot of fun things we can do with Shakespeare. I know the language is kind of difficult, but there's always just creative ways, and I'm always kind of surprised at how much they actually understand Shakespeare, though, too.
What was your favorite class in high school?
You would think I would say English, but I would actually probably say one of my favorite classes was probably either probably one of my culinary arts class. I loved my culinary arts teacher. She would sometimes just like bake in front of us or cook in front of us, and we just sat back and watched her. It was like watching a cooking show, and then we'd eat. And she was just super comfortable and just really lively when she taught. And it's kind of nice just to sit back and watch her do her thing, and then we got to eat really good food.
What was your favorite class in college?
My favorite class in college was probably my teaching writing or reading class because my professor taught both of those classes, and he was just really philosophical, and he was pretty laid back. He was an old guy. His name was Bob. We didn't have to call him like Dr. Tremmel, or we just called him Bob. And he was, I don't know, like in his 70s. And we'd sit in a circle and we'd just kind of talk philosophy about teaching reading and writing. And I really dug that. It was he was a laid back guy. I liked him.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
For writing, at least for like when, actually I'll do teaching. Bob, that professor I just talked about, he used to say that first pillar of teaching is just survive. You got to survive teaching and find the best way you can do that.
What is your college degree in?
English education.
What are you most grateful for this year?
Being pregnant. We've been waiting for a long time to have a family, so I'm just really excited to see our baby boy. So,
What is the best thing that's happened to you today?
today, let's see. Best thing that happened to me this morning. Oh goodness. I made some treats for a coworker, and she came in and she just thanked me, and it was just kind of nice to see her and see her smile on her face that she was just happy that I brought her some treats. She works in my classroom, and she's one of the associates, and she does a great job. So it felt good to be like, I'm glad that you like those.
What's your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving. I just like eating.
What's your favorite condiment?
Ranch for sure.
What do you want your students to remember while you're gone?
Keep working hard.
What are your weekend plans?
I have to go to my husband's holiday work party on Friday, and Saturday I'm hoping to do a little bit more holiday baking actually to kind of prepare for my family coming to visit us.
What is the best way to decompress?
I think reading is how I usually like to decompress. Sometimes I like to work out, or sometimes I'm all for just kicking back, watching some TV, and throw on an episode of whatever show you've watched 1,000 times and sit back and relax.
How would you describe yourself as a hashtag?
Oh gosh. Hashtag teacher life.
What is your favorite part of your day?
I would say the favorite part of my day is doing book talks. When I get to do book talks for my students, especially if they're excited about them, and I think it's a big win if I can hand that book off to a student. And I like to tell them about some of the books that I'm reading or I've read in the past too.
What time do you usually go to bed?
I'm usually asleep by like 8:30.
On a plane, do you prefer the window or the aisle seat?
I prefer the aisle seat, quick getaway.
What's inspiring you in life right now?
I would say my students, just trying to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can for them all the time and they're getting the best teacher. Probably my coworkers too. We have some really fantastic teachers here, and I try to learn from them and adapt to some of the things that are successful in their classroom too.
Which of your classes is your favorite to teach?
My favorite class to teach, I'd probably say English 3, mainly because I've been teaching it for a long time, and so I'm kind of a little bit more comfortable with it. I like the variety that we have in there too. I like some of the reading units we teach.
What's a book that everyone should read?
Well, I think everybody should read The Great Gatsby. But other than that, I'm just going to say The Great Gatsby. I think everybody should read that book.
If your life were a song, what would be the title?
My life were a song. The title would probably be I'm a Mess.
Best gift you've ever received?
Last week, my aunt sent me a baby blanket in the mail that I did not expect, and we were kind of looking for a blanket for our nursery, and it's a Peter Pan blanket, which was my like theme of my nursery when I was little. So it was really sweet that she sent that blanket. It's really cute. It's got a picture of Peter Rabbit on there, and it's beautiful. It fits with our nursery really well.
What's the best gift you've ever given?
I make calendars every year for my family for Christmas, and it's either got our pictures of our dogs on them or just family photos from the year. And they always love them, and they're easy to make. It's just kind of nice to look back on the year and photos, and they're really cool. They turn out really nice every year. I enjoy making them.
Yeah. What's a skill you're working on mastering?
Becoming a mom, that's what I'm mastering. All the things with newborn life and how to raise a newborn.
What's your favorite smell?
My favorite smell is, well, I like the Bath and Body Works candles a lot, and I would probably say they have one in like around the fall that's called White Pumpkin that I really like. That's probably my favorite candle of theirs.
Sweet or savory?
Oh, sweet for sure.
Did you always know you wanted to teach English?
I didn't. I didn't always know that. I think once I got through my first semester of college, I realized that I wanted to do teaching, and I just decided I liked reading and writing. So I was like, I'll just try secondary English, and it stuck. Once I took the classes, I was like, yep, this is exactly what I want to do.
In your opinion, who is the greatest writer of all times?
John Green.
Do you watch the news in the morning?
I do. I like to go to the gym in the morning, and I like to see the news on so I can kind of catch up with what's going on.
If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Don't take life so seriously.
What's your favorite thing your students can do for you?
I think just work hard and yeah, come to class ready to work hard. I kind of expect that out of them, and when they work hard, then great things happen.
What has been your biggest learning experience?
I think my biggest learning experience is just trial and error. Trying something out. If it doesn't work, then who cares? Try something different and just keep taking risks.
Yeah. What makes you smile the most?
Probably, I mean, my students. I think my students, they make me laugh. I really enjoy spending time with them. My family, my dogs.
What makes you feel the most like yourself?
Probably reading and teaching. I feel pretty comfortable in those areas and feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm pretty confident in those things.
What surprises you the most about our world?
What surprises me the most about our world? I think just how curious people still are. Sometimes I think teenagers get a bad rap that that they don't like school or they're not doing things, but sometimes I find that they're brilliant and they're so curious and they want to learn.
What's your goal as a teacher?
Turn all my students into readers, into writers, and hopefully they would enjoy doing those things, not just in like educational setting, but maybe in their free time too.
What's your favorite study technique?
I would say my favorite study technique. I would say like writing. Anytime you can like write down notes by handwriting that, I think that's always helpful. Or visual techniques. I think that's always really helpful to see some sort of visual to help you remember something.
Yeah. Are you a planner or are you more of a go with the flow type?
Planner for sure.
What sparked your interest in teaching?
I had fantastic teachers in high school, and I really just enjoyed my time with them. And I think they inspired me that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be like them.
Is cereal a soup?
No, soup has to be hot.
What makes you nervous about being gone on maternity leave?
um, I think just making sure that my students understand the materials and the lessons that I've left, and making sure that I've left enough notes for my sub so that she understands the units that we're doing, because there's a lot. There's just a lot of different subjects she has to teach, and hopefully my notes make sense to her.
What's your biggest strength?
I would say I think I'm pretty determined and like hardworking, that I'm kind of a workaholic sometimes, and I think that can be my strength and also my weakness sometimes. Hopefully that's not your next question.
It actually was.
Is it? Yeah, I would say it's my strength and weakness. I work really hard and work a lot, but sometimes I struggle to make a break between those two things. So I think being gone for maternity leave is a struggle because I don't take a break from teaching. I'm used to being here.
If you could live anywhere else, where would it be?
Probably somewhere warmer, just where there's sunshine. I love Iowa. I don't think I could ever leave, but I know my husband will want to go to. He wants to go somewhere where we can golf and spend time in the sunshine. So that's always nice.
When is it appropriate to start celebrating for Christmas?
I think the second Thanksgiving's over.
If you weren't a teacher, what would you be?
Oh, I can't see myself doing anything other than teaching. I could see myself maybe doing like daycare. I would still have to work with kids somehow. I think that's really the only strength I have in this world, is working with kids.
If you could eat lunch with one person, living or dead, who would you choose?
Living or dead? I would probably either choose, this would sound really nerdy. I would probably either choose this teacher that I really love. He's like I've never met him before. His name is Kelly Gallagher. And I would love to sit down and pick his brain about teaching one day. Or probably John Green as an author. He's brilliant. And I just would love to hear him just talk for a while about any random thing he wants to talk about.
And lastly, what advice would you give your students to be successful?
I would say follow your passions, follow your interests so that you can find something that you love.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.